There we go. Okay, we are going to take a look at exercise 5. Did I share my screen? No. Here. Okay. Write a function that accepts the object below a key and a value that returns the object that contains the same key value pair. Okay. Yeah, this is a really good exercise to familiarize yourself with objects and using variable as keys. And okay, let's talk about that first. Variable as keys, because I think it's vital to getting the good answer to that exercise. Now you'll all have my personal information. You can scam me if you want. So let's say, okay, if I want to use this variable as a key in my object, right? So I can do, well, first of all, does this work? Am I getting the name by doing this? Yes. Yes, that's obvious. So apparently not. Apparently, even this doesn't work. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah. Okay, so this works. Now, if I want to use this variable, does this work? Can you type X for yes, or just write yes? Yes or no? Okay. Unsure? Anyone else? So 2 yes, 1 unsure, 2 unsure. No? That's an unsure leaning towards no. It does not work. Why? Because it's the same, it's as if there was a key called literally key here. Does that make sense? So if you do object.key, it's looking for literally the key, that's confusing. It's looking for literally the key K and not for what's evaluating as the variable K, okay? So how do I solve this? Anyone knows? So there is a way in which you can use a variable as a key. Mm-hmm. Does this work? Maybe. It does work. So if you basically, bottom line, if you want to use a variable as a key, you have to use the rectangle bracket, the square brackets. There is no way that you can do it with the dot notation, okay? Can I do this? What's the point of adding object in front? It's because when you can just do key. So like this, if will this give me Richard? What is going to be the result of this program? It will be name, exactly. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I want to access a value that's in the object using a variable as the key. So does this work? Who says yes? Who says no? No. Interesting. So if I do this, it doesn't work because this is looking for a variable name. Okay. If you think about it, when you use a variable, the way the code sees it is literally what it's equal to, right? This and this are exactly the same thing. Does that make sense? And even going forward, this is the same thing as this. Right? This works too. You'll never see this, but it's just to make my point that variables are really just equal to what you make them equal to. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for using variables as keys. Does anyone have questions? Okay, you have a question? What about subkey? What do you mean? Like an object in an object?
In the exercise 5. You got its skill levels.
Okay.
You see? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll just do the exercise then, if I think it's going to be a good example. Okay, I want write a function that accepts the object below a key and a value that returns the objects that contains the same key value pair. Example returns. Okay, I see. So you want all of the objects, all of the entire objects that when given a key, you want to go look at that key and then make sure that it's equal to the value. Okay, I see. Does everybody understand the question? Yeah, okay. What array method should we use here? Filter, okay. Yeah, you're right, because filter will take this array and reduce it down to a smaller array which contains our results. I guess we're going to go with person again. So with what I just showed you on REPL, on the sandbox, if I want to log, so this here, the key here is always going to be different. So you can't do person.key, as you saw, because this is as if we're looking for this, but this doesn't exist, right? So I want to go look at the value this way, right? So here I'm going to do if So if in this object, add the key person, if this is equal to the value, return true. Is that it? I'm not sure. One failed. Title, web developer 2. Okay, yeah, I think this one was the tricky one, eh? Did it pass the first one? You need to validate if they have enough skill. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let me console log here. Oh yeah, here's a trick when you console log something. Let's say this is what you want to look at. Okay. In my opinion, the best, like you should always put a string beforehand, so that you know what you're looking at, because sometimes you're going to have a lot of console logs. But don't put like X or Z or whatever. What I always do is I will copy what I want to look at. I go string and then comma and then the same thing. Okay, so this is giving me web developer 2 and web developer 1. I think I'm passing the first one. Yeah. But not the second one. Yeah. Yeah, it's just giving me undefined. But how are we supposed to go into skill level here? It's just doing SQL. So you. You're right. It would work. The problem is that if I use the same code for the first one, it breaks because you're no longer going into a nested array. So I think you have to put down conditions. I think you have to do something like separate if what go. Yeah. Or even. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. And I'm sure you all understand this very well. I think the issue came more from a standpoint of having nested objects, and it's understandable. I mean, you have an array with then objects inside, which has other objects. It can get confusing. So if the key is titled, this is what I can use. Else, if the key is, what was it? Skill levels, or no, it can be other things. Okay. Oh, you're looking at the value. Okay, that's smart actually. Okay, so if the type of the value is a string, else if the type of the value is a number, yeah, then I'm going to go into the nested object. So I'm going to go person, skill levels, key. I should ask here if it's equal to the value. Oh yeah, no, you're right. If it's bigger or equal, then return true. Let's return false. I'm going to clean up this mess. Here. Nested objects confuse you. Yeah, it's understandable. Okay, I'm just going to run this and see if it works, and then I'm going to go through a few examples on the sandbox. Yeah, so this works. Yeah, I don't think this is the best example. Nested objects. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's good. So this is 3 levels. Okay. Okay, I would like you all to take a minute and look at on the screen. I can make this bigger here. And okay, I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to give you 2 challenges. Write in the chat what you would write to in the console log to get to line 2 here. And my second challenge is going to be get to line. Sorry, when I say line 2, I mean this here, not line 2 of the code. So line 8, and get to city using the variables that I'm going to provide you. Actually, I think I can share this with you. Here, I'll post it in the chat. So take a few minutes. By the way, if you have any questions about nested objects, if you have any exercises you would like to go through, anything really, please don't be shy and ask for it. I don't know if we're going to be on the same project. If you can create like your own and put it in your own REPL, that would be better than if we're all in the same project. Oops, sorry. And basically, when you're done, just put your answers in the chat. If you're confused about something, please don't be afraid to speak up, and we can talk about it in the group. Super confused. Okay. Do you want to share your screen, Mallory? Here, I'll stop sharing. Is that okay with you? Yeah. Whenever you're ready, you should be able to share your screen. By the way, if you're talking, we don't hear you. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I turned it on.
Okay, perfect.
I just don't know how to get an object from another object. You know, if I have multiple objects in my array, I just don't know how to get there.
Okay. So if you, what would be the very first step? What if we break it down? You want to get into the user object.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be the first thing that you would write?
User.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then let's say you want to go into the personal info object. What would you do?
Well, can't you just write dot personal info?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But like, let's say, for example, like in those challenges, and you don't have like variable names. It's just like your parameters.
Yeah.
How do you get that information?
Okay, here's what we can do. Let's start by going all the way with the dot notation.
Okay.
So let's say go all the way to, let's say, state.
Okay. Not sure how to get there.
So right now you are in here in this scope.
Yes.
You can forget about everything else once you're in here.
Okay. So now, okay, so I'm in personal info.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to get into address,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
So I do that?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And then if you
Got
want to
it.
get state, yeah, you just go dot state.
Dot state.
Yes.
Okay,
And
that I get.
Perfect. And you can run it if you want to make sure. Perfect. Okay, here's what we can do. Could you do the exact same thing, but use the square bracket notation?
Okay.
And this one you can just comment out for now and use it as a reference. But if you can start from scratch, I think that would be better.
Okay. So if I want to use so that,
Mm-hmm.
but am I getting,
We're not going to use the variables yet.
oh, okay. Okay. So am I essentially just doing the same thing, but with,
Exactly.
okay, so so I'm in user. I want to get into personal info,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then I want to get into, am I using other brackets after? Like,
Exactly. Yes.
okay. And then I go into state.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Can you run it and see if that works?
No,
It does not. Why do you think it's not working?
I'm not sure.
Basically, when you use the square brackets,
Mhm.
these needs to be strings. Right now, it's as if
Oh,
you're
yes.
using
Okay, yeah.
variables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And as I said before, you can look at variables as being, if you look at variables as if they are their values. Now, if I was to ask you to replace, let's say, personal info with the variable, what would you
Mhm.
do?
I would do it like that.
Exactly. And
Okay.
okay, in this case, we went to state, but let's say you want to go to city
At the end or at the beginning?
at the
Or
end. Yes. Yes.
okay.
Do you think that works?
I hope. I don't know. Let's see.
Yes, it
There
works.
we go. Yay.
Okay. So maybe
Okay.
that could be a good thing to do if you want to use variables as keys and you're not able to like picture it. Try to
Mhm.
do it this way, what you just did before, and then just replace the strings with the variables.
Okay.
And just in general, when you encode, when you're encountering something that you don't understand or that you have a hard time wrapping your head around, and that's going to happen all the time. Even 5 years from now, you're going to be facing things that will just make no sense.
Mhm.
You really have just to learn to break down things into smaller steps. We basically did baby steps. I was asking you questions that a toddler could have answered, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's really the trick. It's the only thing.
Yeah.
uh,
That's helped a lot.
it's if you try to take too much at a time, of course it's going to seem overwhelming and you won't know how
Yeah.
to approach it. So
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
all right, you're very welcome. Is there anyone in this group that want to share what they did, or anyone still confused?
I'm going to stop sharing my screen, by the way.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Because if everybody's good, I'm going to stop this call, but please don't be shy if there's anything at all that you want to bring up. Okay. All right, I'm going to assume that everybody's good. I won't take any more of your time. There was no lecture today, but I guess this was kind of a small recap. Yeah, so good luck. And if there's anything, I'll be in the queue. I'm glad it was helpful. And I'll post both videos very soon as possible. All right. Good luck with your exercises. I'll see you.